What's up? It's Rick Beta. Welcome back to the No Mongo podcast, streaming live from the soon-to-be awesomely set up with Grant Britton's Pictures No Mongo Studios. My name's Rick Beta. Back from a few days in Portland, so there is was a little bit of a delay. I'm recording on Friday, but when you guys hear this, I will be back from Portland. I'm going to assume it was an awesome trip. Maybe go check out Burnside. Who knows? Who knows? The world is open. But it's good to be back. I'm glad to hear we're on episode number 9. So glad you guys are back. If you are new to the show, welcome. If you're, an OG, as I like to say, from, episode 1, thank you for the support. Tell a friend, too. If you know anyone that might like the show. Oh, as I stretch, of course. And for newbies, I talk all things skateboarding, of course, but my main thing is, I advise you from pushing Mongo. I think that's kind of like, it's almost like an unspoken thing in skateboarding, but sometimes you need people like myself to kind of set you straight. But if you're maybe a student on campus, right, rocking a longboard, it's almost expected that you're going to push Mongo, but, just a heads up that, you're getting a lot of people pointing fingers at you, or probably posting on Twitter they saw some student pushing Mongo. I'm just giving you a heads up. So I strongly advise you not to. But hey, it's your choice ultimately, right? You can follow along at Rick Beta, RickBat on Twitter, Instagram. If you want to email the show, of course, nomongopodcast@gmail.com. And pretty much, I like to keep things, positive and about skateboarding. It's hard to do that on occasion, right? There's the ebb and flow of everything, the ups and downs. It is an industry. It's not perfect, but it's come a long way. But this one here, and every once in a while, of course, I get just kind of this crazy thought in my head, and I'm like, should I talk about this or should I not? This one is, I should. I wouldn't be technically doing my job if I didn't, right? I have to say what's on my mind about the sport or someone about the sport, but this one stings. I'm being fully honest. It's like a little sore right here, like on this side, to say or even think these thoughts. And I'll probably get a ton of pushback, but like I said, I'm just doing what I'm doing. It's a podcast. I got to talk. So drum roll. I don't know how that sounds on the mic. Looks pretty good. Shane O'Neill is bad for skateboarding. You heard that right. He is bad for skateboarding. I hate to break it to you, Shane, but it's true, man. Now let me explain, though, of course. I got to back this up. Why Shane O'Neill is bad for skateboarding. The main thing that made me want to talk about this, that would set me off, I wasn't throwing stuff, but it just dawned on me. The guy makes everything, everything, look effortless. That's not good. It's not good at all. It's not good for the sport. What's going to happen is that there's a current, maybe even current and future generation of kids, of riders, even potential riders, are going to see clips of, Shane and instantly think, skateboarding doesn't look as hard as I thought. I got this. I, too, can do a perfect tray flip over, over a fire hydrant. I, too, can nollie crooked grind and flip out of everything on pretty much any surface on the planet. I could do that, mommy. I want to skateboard too. I want to be like Shane O'Neill. I want to ride like Shane. Yeah, but that's bad. It's bad that there are probably kids out there thinking that. And Shane, it's your fault, man. I hope you get my point, Shane. This is, no harm, no foul. You are bad for skateboarding. Maybe even the worst thing to happen is skateboarding. As I have a sip of tea, I need to take a deep breath. But of course, Shane, I'm kidding, man. I'm kidding. All I got to say is you're a technical wizard. Much respect to you, Shane. But I do have to admit that, one day you might become a detriment to the sport. And a lot of eyes are on you now. I had to bring this to the light. I had to kind of keep it real. Shane O'Neill, we're getting there. Like I said, kids look up to you. And you make it look so easy, like just, I don't know, I'm going to go for a walk in the park and have a picnic. That's Shane O'Neill's day. And while I have your attention, Shane, what about that new board project? Can't wait to hear about that. I'm excited. That company is going to be pretty rocking. Thank you, Skateboard Company's rocking. Brainchild's going to be awesome. It's a good time, as I mentioned in numerous episodes, to be in skateboarding. It's kind of a weird spot. Yeah, we have the Olympics coming up. People are hating on that, but you guys, I've been there. Saw the ups and downs. The 80s were cool. The 90s were awesome. Big pants and all, but the 2000s, pretty sweet. And while we're on the topic of the 80s, which is, my favorite decade for personal reasons, and you guys check out that latest part from Max. I think it's Geronzi. Hope I didn't mispronounce that. Geronzi. I think it's Geronzi, but Thrasher Magazine had it called Back to the 80s. And, of course, it instantly won me over. I mean, before I even clicked play, I knew that, hey, this is my thing. This is my jam. And of course, as I mentioned, jam too. It was a perfect match soundtrack. I don't want to ruin it for you guys. Maybe go check it out yourself. But full disclosure, I used to breakdance. Well, at least I thought I could breakdance back in the 80s. I did the whole, Puma windbreaker. I had the black and red one. Yeah, the one with the little pouch in the front, and you kind of fold it into a pouch, and you carry it around with your cardboard and your markers, And I would do Rick, so I would do the R with like an arrow, and then the K with an arrow pointing down on the R, and then an arrow pointing up for the K. That was it wasn't a tag, of course, it was on my cardboard. And yes, I'm admitting this to you. I know breaking's dead. It's a memory. Shout out to Christian Asoy, of course, for delivering that epic line. And, my favorite skate movie, Thrashin', for wimps, he said. Go see Thrashin'. It's on YouTube if you haven't seen it. Excuse me. So you know what I'm talking about. But notice how I haven't even gotten to the skating yet, you guys. And here's, Max is... It was just awesome to see so many new school tricks being busted out on, one of the classic boards. He had a gator on there. Which, man, I read some of the comments. Yeah, a lot of people still hate on Gator, and rightfully so. Look it up if you don't know what I'm talking about. And then he also rode on a Lance mountain board. So it was pretty cool to see what he could do. New school, old school, rocking a old school deck. And of course, he did it all with style. But the main thing I want you to do is when you do watch it, take a pause it right at 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Okay, so pause it, take a deep breath, absorb what you've just seen, settle in your chair, grab another beer, adult beverage, or whatever drink you're drinking, because the next trick is pretty insane. Put on your best glasses, of course, but then hit play. It's amazing, is all I got to say. Old school deck, what he did. Head on over to thrashermagazine.com. Check it out. Let me know what you thought. I might even throw it on the nomongo.com website as well. Make it easier for you. But it's been a while. Actually, I don't remember. It's been a while since there's been a part that made me want to skate and breakdance. That ender, too. Man. Thanks for the trip down memory lane, Max. Appreciate it, man. Doom, 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 doom. Sorry, I just had to get that out of my system. It's stuck in my head. So as I wrap up the show, I wanted to take what they call a call to action. And those of you have been following Josh Hanson, it's at Josh Hanson1 is his Instagram account. If you guys aren't following, go follow him. It's one of my calls to action. But last month, he got in a horrible motorcycle accident. It was so bad he lost part of his left leg. I guess it's pretty much his whole leg. But what's crazy is that he showed a pic a couple weeks back. He had to sleep with a mirror in between his legs, right? Because if he happened to wake up or whatever and his brain sees that he's missing a leg, that would just send it into shock again. So he had to sleep with a mirror between his legs. It was a very strange sight to see, but yeah, I can't imagine. Waking up in the middle of the night to even do simple things. Obviously he can't get up and go pee. I think he's out of the hospital now, but going over that shock over and over and over, it could have been far worse, right? He's very, very, very thankful to be alive. But as I mentioned, the call of action, just give him a follow at Josh Hanson 1 on Instagram. He's in good spirits though. He's keeping us updated. Just any comment, you got this. Hold your head high, man. You're in good spirits. I all I can say is I'm sure he can use all the positive vibes and support needed. And he also has a GoFundMe account if you want to contribute. At the time I'm recording this, I checked, there's a $15,000 goal, and I think they're just shy. Yeah, they're like 14,000, but I mean, I'm sure it's not going to stop there, right? I mean, the hospital bills, everything, just the recovery. I mean, it's going to be years and years and years until we see, which, he's already very positive, ambitious about getting a prosthetic leg and getting back on the board and skating. So it's going to be cool to see his journey too. Rough loss, of course, of his leg, but he's in good spirits and positive, and that's all you can ask for. So it's done before. It'll happen again. He's just the next person to show the world, hey, when life gives you lemons, right, just make the best of it. So, but yeah, if you want to go to I wrote it down for the GoFundMe campaign, but I'll probably list it in the show notes as well. But you can look it up under Josh Hanson motorcycle accident. He's almost at his $15,000 goal, but I can't imagine it just stops there. There's no way. It's going to be years, decades, maybe even forever. I don't know, but follow along at Josh Hanson, HASON 1. So you can follow along, give him some good vibes, because I'm sure he needs it. So that's all I got for this week, guys. There's a lot of good stuff coming up over the summer, and I'm excited. Yeah, I'm just checking kind of some notes that I wrote down for upcoming shows. And Shane, man, maybe give us a wobble every once in a while. They say, hey, I don't have this under control 99.999% of the time. But it won't happen. You're a freak. I think you're a robot, too. You're like Jamie Foy. I say Jamie Foy is not human. I say Shane O'Neill is not human either. Who else? Nigel Houston. I don't know. The guy just can do anything. Now I'm just coming up with names, right, of just crazy skaters. Jocelyn's always good. Fearless. Yeah. It's been a great week, guys. I will see you next week, same time, same place. And as I've mentioned, we're now on the shows now on iTunes/Apple Podcasts. They changed their name. Google Podcasts/Google Play. Spotify. Podbean. Seeing downloads from various parts of the world. So thanks for the support everywhere you are listening. Talk to you next week.